Pittsburgh Steeler fans, welcome back to another episode of the Scho Bro Show. I don't know what day it is. I don't know when we're supposed to be going on. I just know that they said, hey, you got a show tonight. So I'm going for it. What is it? Is it Tuesday? I don't know. But with me as always is my big brother, Rich. I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to. Rich, how's it going this evening?
Oh, we're just going to. Smells like Wang.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
And Radford.
This has been the most ridiculous. How long has this been going on for? I can't even remember. It's absolutely insane. Just for the rundown, you and I go to do the show, kind of our thing. Last Monday, we had to adjust it because of the short week. So it's been 8 days. We thought we were possibly going to be going last night because of the game. I was going to come on and say, hey, everybody, it's halftime. Oh, wait, they aren't playing on Tuesday. They're playing on Wednesday. But luckily, Brian adjusted on the fly to then try to help cover when they announced that they moved from Tuesday to Wednesday. You've got to love that it's Wednesday at 3:40. Gotta love what you came up with that.
I'm working from home tomorrow, or you'd be writing yet another article.
No, that's true. I never thought about that. Like I said, with all the breaking news and stuff, I just counted before he came on the air. It's been 15 articles in 2 days. But that's what happens. That's kind of the way things have to roll with what's going on. But I mean, we've got tons of stuff. This is ever evolving. So for those of you joining us here on YouTube live, thank you. You're going to be hearing things that are happening as reports are coming in. For those of you listening to this,
I got to put this question up there because I have to address this.
Okay, give me just a second. For those of you listening in audio form, this might be stuff you're like, oh man, crazy things have happened since, or oh wow, that's old news. But we're going with the information we have right now. Go ahead, Rich, take it away.
All right, Steeler fan 74 says, how's the weather in Pittsburgh? I'm guessing it's similar to what it is like outside my house right now, and that would be temperatures in the low 20s and lots of snow.
You have lots of snow, right?
Somewhere in the county here has reported 8 inches of snow. We don't have quite that much here at our house, but we're probably a solid 4 and 5, and it's to keep snowing till about 2 in the morning here. So
yeah, well, when I looked at the weather, of course, I checked the weather at your house and I checked the weather for Pittsburgh. And sorry, for those of you seeing me fidgeting around on YouTube, my wife got a new chair for her desk, so I'm trying to make sure I have it all adjusted and everything. So I'm good to go here for this. And I did see that you're actually supposed to get more snow than Pittsburgh. They were supposed to get 2 to 4 inches. You guys were supposed to get 6 to 12.
5. Yeah, okay. I think 5 to 10 was the last.
Or something like that. Well, this was a couple days ago. So, that's the weather. I don't know that it's going to be actively snowing in Pittsburgh during the game tomorrow afternoon.
But it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. Going to be cold. But you still don't know. I just watched right before we went live. Or they shot a video of the Baltimore Ravens and the police escort of their buses to their hotel, which I'm sure they have plenty of very angry Yinzer Steeler fans that could, I'm hoping the fire alarm goes off all night. I really am, that it's something like that. This has just been a frustrating situation. And there's been more of a development this evening. Now, going to catch everyone up on some stuff. The Ravens had no new players go on the COVID-19 list today, but that doesn't mean that there weren't other things happening. Okay. This is what I'm going to get to. Felicia asked the question, and this is just what I was going to talk about.
That's why
she said she wants to know, is it true that one player, one coach tested positive, but they still flew? Here's what happened. Okay, we'll get there. Well, first of all, a little bit of the rundown. 4 players came off the injured list or the COVID list for the Ravens today, meaning they can play in the game tomorrow, but they're not. In essence,
technically one could.
Okay, one could, but not really. It
Correct.
was two cornerbacks
Well,
that were
I don't know
on,
if Mr.
on
Watt
IR.
has anything to say about it. He might get to play tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm hoping he might get to play. Okay. Two were, I can't even remember their names because of all the other names going past. So I'm really sorry. Two cornerbacks came off. They were already out for the season. Then Brandon Williams, I call him nose tackle. They have him listed as defensive tackle, the big behemoth of a defensive lineman for the Ravens. Their big run stuffer. He comes off the list. But this evening, he was ruled out in an updated injury report because he hurt his ankle early against the Patriots, didn't play against the Titans, hasn't practiced. He's been ruled out. The only other person that came off the list today that will be eligible for the game is quarterback Trace McSorley out of Penn State, who they anticipate will be the backup for RG3 tomorrow afternoon. But in all honesty, Wang Harb strikes again. You know, he's wanging it up. I'm going to give you a chance to do what I did last night in the airing of grievances here in a little bit.
Oh man!
And we'll talk about that a little bit. But let me update you.
Saying he was the calm one, and then
Red goes
then
off.
he gets into his rant, and it was like, no, you were the worst.
Yes. So what was interesting with things is because Felicia asked, was it true? The reports are there was one coach and one player who tested positive today for the Ravens. Now this is where things get fishy. Okay. Maybe the reports are wrong, maybe not. I'm going to read into it and thinking that, Wang's going to wang. Okay. You can't expect Coach Harbaugh to be anything but a wang. He's going to do it. That's what he is. That's why we call him Wang Harbs. So what apparently is the player was a known possible case, close contact, not a surprise at all to the NFL, but yet was at their walkthrough today. Now, they didn't say participated, but was apparently at the walkthrough, but apparently with their entire walkthrough, everyone was so socially distanced that no one would have been a close contact. Anyway, the way they set it up, apparently. I'm not sure. And the report is that the Ravens got the news about this player on the plane. But yet, this player, healthy, not on the injured reserve or anything else, did not fly with the team. So, Rich, why would you have a player when you're down so many players on your roster already? Decimated your roster. Why would you have one of your 53-man roster players not fly, not travel with the team?
Well, because I think we messed up and got that report out too late.
What do you mean?
Wang Harb's timing is off.
Yeah.
They were wanting that report. They were wanting the report to come out before they left.
Yeah. Or to me, I think I am still looking at it as where I believe that good old Wang Harbs is still doing everything he can to not play this game.
Correct.
I feel that he is still doing everything he can to not play this game. So what does that mean? That means that I have a feeling they're wanting more positive tests. I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it.
Yeah.
I am so tired of how they are acting throughout this situation that I am just going to say exactly what I honestly feel. And that is that these teams, or that this team is trying to do everything they can to not play this game because they don't think they can win it without their offensive line and Lamar Jackson. So that's what I think. So why would you have him at a walkthrough and then not allow him to fly when they're still on the 53-man roster? What other reasoning was there?
There isn't any other reasoning.
No, there isn't any other reasoning.
Just Wang being Wang.
Yes. Wang's going to Wang. That's what's going to happen. Let's bring up this one real quick. We do have a super chat. This is from Ryan O'Toole. $5 into the tip jar. Thank you very much, Ryan. He says, what kind of punishment are you expecting from the league for the Ratbirds?
Well,
Rich?
that actually gets to what I was actually going to say a little bit.
Okay.
You know, Wang Harbs, if he keeps it up, I hope he likes his football team because they might not have any draft picks left this year.
That would be fantastic. Honestly, I think it's getting to a point of they find that he's intentionally trying to sabotage playing a game. I think he deserves the Sean Payton treatment. That's what he deserves.
Yes, he does.
A year suspension. I honestly think that's what he deserves. But what are they actually going to have happen?
Probably not much.
Nothing.
All right. So, I gotta give props to my son for his comment here.
Yeah.
We need to dominate this game so much tomorrow that RG5 doesn't touch a football.
All the way to the grandson.
All the way to the grandkids.
Gotta
man.
love it. Gotta love it. So I'm trying to find that where I did a list of all the players for the Ravens that they had available at one point. Because I'm just trying to figure this out. There was a couple players that they had that were questionable due to illness. But you know what? One of them was not safety Geno Stone, who was reportedly the player that tested positive. So still don't know why you have him around. If the NFL medical experts are saying they aren't surprised by him testing positive, why would the Ravens have him around? What is their motive? And I'm sorry, I'm just really fed up with it. I did and what do I keep doing? I suggested to Jeff, and he loved the idea. I said, we need an airing of grievances after this game being moved. And that's what we did last night as part of a Steelers preview / after party show. We got a little saucy. I had 4 different phrases I asked if I was allowed to say them before it went on the air, and I managed to pull 3 of them off during the broadcast, but I still missed one. But I won't repeat them for this show because my mother might listen to the show and I don't want to have her hear me saying such things. So, hi, Mom, I love you. As my brother rolls his eyes. But the article that I put out this afternoon, and this was actually brought up by Jeffrey Benedict. Got to give to Jeffrey Benedict, who has been spot on with so many things. First of all, I love Jeffrey Benedict's nickname for this game. He's calling it the after school special game.
Yes.
I love it. I think that's so appropriate.
That was hilarious.
And it's great. So he brings up the point of, okay, wait a second. So the Ravens, they're saying they need a practice or else they're worried about soft tissue injuries and things like that. And it's unsafe for them to play without practicing. I guess J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram's not going to play.
Yeah.
Because they can't practice before they play. And I mean, they couldn't even travel with the team. And the report is that the team's trying to have them travel tomorrow and join the team in order to play. They have until 12:30 to come off the COVID list. By that time, they have to have a set roster.
Yeah, but I thought there was travel policy for COVID.
There is, and I'm not sure if there's a chance they got a waiver for it. That they're like, okay, fine, we'll play on Wednesday if you'll let our other people go. You know, who knows what kind of deals they're working. I am so frustrated with the NFL and how they're letting the Ravens tell them what to do. There are certain organizations that they let them tell them what to do. And I'll be honest with you, I think the Steelers are one of them. The difference with the Steelers, and a lot of people are like, the Steelers organization should have been standing up to this more, blah, blah, blah. Steelers don't put it out there public. The Steelers have their say and their pull in the NFL, but they don't put it out there. I'm telling you, the Ravens have done, I'm still airing my grievances. They have done so much PR stunts. I mean, they knew about Mark Andrews. They knew about Judon. They waited until Monday to actually put them on the list because it would look worse.
Yes.
You know, and then what do they want? They want this positive test today. They want it to look bad. They want the NFL to have pressure to not play this game because they are scared. And I'm sorry if there's any Ravens fans in there, in here. I understand. And you know what? If you're going to be respectful and be in here, that's great. And if you're not, then you're being put in a timeout. But I'm not even paying attention to the live chat right now, so I wouldn't know. But I did it last night. I said I'm not putting up with Ravens fans being typical Ravens fans, which is basically uninformed, because I know some very informed Ravens fans, but most of them I know are completely uninformed. And I completely lost my train of thought now.
Good. Get those super chats.
Yes, because Snowman, $5 into the tip jar. Thank you. So you know why Wang is being Wang? Because they are scared to play us, Baltimore Chickens. You know what? That just brought me right back to what I said. They're scared. They're scared to face the Steelers with the team that they have. You know, if the Steelers lose people, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to play the game.
If they face the Steelers with the team that they have, they will lose. We basically eliminate them from the AFC North, and
they're eliminated from the AFC.
All but knock them clear out of the playoffs. They're wanting to push this game till week 18, hoping that they can get their guys back to be able to play us, and that the NFL goes to the 8 teams per conference so that they have a chance to make it in.
Yes, but
that's it.
But the media narrative about that, I said it on last night's show, and I still don't quite get it. The NFL said that they will go to an extra team in the playoffs if there are widespread rescheduling games that cause them to go to an 18th week. One game does not constitute that. One game is not going to give you that extra playoff team. It depends on who the teams are in the situation. That's not necessarily the case. So people that think that that's just automatically going to be the case, that's not what they said when they came to this agreement. They could still decide, but it's not going to be something that's automatic. Let's get to the next one. Corey Stainbrook, $5. Thank you, Corey, for $5 into the tip jar. What are the odds that the game is actually played tomorrow? Let's answer that one first, and then I'll finish the question.
90%.
I'm going to say I'm going to go about 80%.
I mean, the NFL's going to make them play.
I think they're going to make them play too. I mean, there would have to be something that they completely unexpected with, because they're going to run the fast tests tomorrow, and get them in and and see how that goes.
They've only got to have 44. They've got to have 44.
Yep. And it's funny because they had one of their guys they didn't bring with them, had him at the walkthrough. He was fine to be at a walkthrough, but without getting a test result, they knew not to have him on the plane. That is extremely fishy. Okay. Here's the second part of the question. He says, are the Steelers planning to wear their color rush jerseys for a 3:40 Wednesday game? Last report I heard was yes, they are. So that there's no reason to take them off for this game. My goodness.
Ready?
Rich, I'm sorry. It's your turn. Your turn for your airing of grievances.
Ready? Nope. Here's my new one now. Ready? The Steelers need to come out of the tunnel to Renegade. And every time there's a TV timeout, they need to play Renegade. And it just needs to be Renegade over and over and over in the stadium until the Ravens can't stand it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just kind of very, very interesting. I'm upset with the NFL for letting them finagle their way. And it's funny because this was something I'm still checking, because I'm getting notifications from Michael Beck, who always lets us know all our breaking news. That 12 buses was what's been reported with the Ravens. 12 buses, and because I never finished what my article with everything else about my article, because the Ravens, what they're trying to say, I said about that with the soft tissue things, and then they shouldn't have their running backs play. If it's really an issue of safety without practicing a day, then those guys didn't get to practice a day, and it's not safe for them to play. If you really want to say it was about the COVID protocols, what other team got a chance to have a practice? And I mean, they were cleared on Monday. They are trying to drag this out. I said to Jeff Hartman, in our Slack conversation with some of the BTSC staff, I said they're trying for more positives. They want to have 3 or 4 positives tomorrow so they can go home. That's what they want. And just like, well, aren't they going to run in danger of going to the next week? Why do you think they wanted that game on Tuesday? They want to then have enough time to calm it down and not have the positives. they don't want to play. And that's what's so frustrating is they are trying everything they can to not play a game. So, but we got to remember, doesn't matter how many players they have on the roster, doesn't matter who all's out. The title of the show says, despite all the changes, it's still Steelers versus Ravens. And we talked about that in our last show together, that all bets are off when it's Steelers versus Ravens. You can't say, oh, well, this person's out, or, oh, they're resting their starters, or, oh, this or all that. Oh, it's Ryan Mallett. We can't say that. It's still going to be a Steelers-Ravens game. That's how I feel. And do I want the Steelers to come out and just absolutely just crush them in the throat? I mean, not literally crush them in the throat like that, but I mean, just slam the ball down their throats is what I'm trying to say. Absolutely. Am I sure that's going to be the case? Frankly, no, because it's the Ravens. What do you think, Rich?
I don't know what to expect tomorrow.
I know what you mean. Do you have your airing of grievances? Do you need to put anything out there?
No.
You're just done.
Yeah. Oh, you should have had me on. You should have had me on the show last night for the airing of grievances. You'd have heard it.
Oh yeah. I'm very disappointed that I didn't get to squeeze in my other phrase. It was from the movie Daddy's Home 2, I'm pretty sure. It was that Wang Harbaugh, he needs to suck a fart, a wet, juicy fart. That was the other line that I missed from last night.
Well,
so at least I got it in
watching this show.
Yeah. I'm quoting Will Ferrell. What can I say? So still can't believe he had the nerve to say that to Mark Wahlberg. But anyway. How do you see this game playing out? Okay, you're saying 90% chance it's going to happen. Yeah. How do you see the game playing out? It's supposed to be cold.
It's supposed to be cold. I still see I see a comfortable Pittsburgh win, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You're going in with your backup quarterback. Yes, he is capable, right?
He showed that week 17 last season.
Right. But you're missing a lot of your offensive line.
Yes.
If I was RG3, would I be wanting to look at all these backups standing in front of me with Cam Hayward, Tyson Alualu, TJ Watt, and Bud Dupree standing on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be a little nervous.
And don't downplay that Chris Wormley is finally getting to go against his old team.
That's true. Yep.
Because I'm telling you, if I was a betting man, he's getting the start at the defensive tackle position with Alualu at the nose and Cam at the other tackle. But I think you will see a lot of Alualu staying on the field. I said this before, when it's only two defensive linemen on the field.
I don't know who set it up earlier in the live chat. They were saying, it should be a close game. The Ravens secondary pretty much intact, and Steelers are, without James Conner, how are we going to run the ball? Benny Snell's going to run the football.
Yeah.
I expect to see Benny Snell running very angry tomorrow.
Yes. I think you might have to look at a little different Steelers offense, because I think Benny Snell was going to run better with the quarterback under center. Are the Steelers willing to say, we are going to commit to the run and we're going to run from under center? Because if you're going to want to run out of shotgun and ask the offensive line to just hold their blocks and Snell to find the hole, that's not Benny Snell football. Benny Snell football was what they tried to do, what they did with Mason Rudolph at the end of the last game, where they put him under center and they let the offensive line fire out. So are they going to commit to that with Ben Roethlisberger or not? Because if you're not, and you're going to be in the shotgun, you might as well have McFarland back there, unless you're worried about the pass protection, or not even bother having running back on the field.
No, we also, they also mentioned that, whoever that was earlier saying about, the secondary pretty much being intact and pretty good. How did we beat the Ravens in Baltimore?
By them not being able Jeffrey broke it down perfectly. If you can't remember, go back. Man, we should have republished that on BehindTheSteelCurtain.com, his breakdown of how they ran those stack formations and how no matter what the defense did, they were going to be wrong. The Steelers' wide receivers are too big, too good, too physical, and Ben Roethlisberger is too smart to stop them when they want to do that. And the only way they could would be to completely sell out on the pass, and then you can try to go out and run the ball.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't see the Ravens having enough.
Yeah.
Now, will they have enough if, Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins play?
Still got to have a line.
Helps their offense a little bit, but
I mean, the Ravens still.
When
they got back another offensive lineman yesterday, but he's now questionable because of a back injury. That's.
I also keep a look at this, and I was really with you. I was like, oh, even before you started talking about it, I was like, oh, look, they're saying these two guys can come back, but they couldn't play it here on Tuesday because, they didn't want guys to get soft tissues injuries. Well, when's the last time Dobbins and Ingram saw the field?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really not safe for those guys to be out there if that's really a concern.
Yeah,
so,
but we're not. So it'll be Wang being Wang, and they'll play.
Yeah, just so you know, I saw a comment with my name in all caps, so I just thought I'd look that Bill Davis says about his phone being blocked. I haven't blocked anybody. No, I haven't done anything like that in this time. I'm only looking if Ravens fans are coming in being inappropriate, and that hasn't happened. I welcome Ravens fans. Come enjoy and have a good conversation.
Yeah.
Wes reminded me the name. He said DJ Fluker. He has his own opinion about him. He started the last 3 games for the Ravens out of necessity, but he might not be able to play. Yeah, they have, Tyree Phillips is questionable with an ankle on the offensive line. They're really hurting. They're really hurting. So I don't know. I mean, I am so fired up and so frustrated with the team that is going to be across from the Steelers tomorrow that I just hope the players are half as frustrated as me, because if they are, they're going to knock their block off.
Yeah.
But the Steelers have not played. It will have been 10 days or 10 days or so. I mean, I don't want them to come out rusty. I'm hoping the rest was great for them. The Steelers generally start slow offensively coming out of a bye, and this is similar to a bye. So I don't know. Here we got $4.99 from my melanated scope that said 2 Ravens players tested positive were on the plane. That is not the reports that would have come out, and we addressed this earlier. That this is not what was reported. It was reported that it was 1 player, 1 coach, and neither of them were on the plane. They just got word about them being, they got word about the positives with them on the plane, which is why we have to ask, why in the world were they at the walkthrough but not on the plane if that's when they got the news? Unless things have changed. Things might have changed since we started the show. So
I know. We'll see.
Yep.
Here you go. As Ezra said, he wants to tackle a Raven. The one I really want to tackle is Wang Harbs.
Yeah. Wes wants to know, he said he wants to know about the inactive lists. Well, here's the deal. If you're talking about inactive for the games, that doesn't come out until 2:10 tomorrow afternoon. Here's another interesting tidbit with this. I know you don't mean inactives. You probably mean injury status and things like that and who's out. Both teams can adjust their 53-man roster up until 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. So that means players coming off the reserve COVID list, players being elevated from the practice squad. You should see a slew of practice squad elevations from the Ravens. Now, they're due to COVID, which means those players come up and they can go back whenever the Ravens want to put them back without having to go through waivers. The Steelers have the same deal. They already did it with Antoine Brooks Jr. He's already up for that reason. The Steelers still have 1 open spot on their roster. I assumed it would be running back Wendell Smallwood. My thing is, any chance one of the guys on the, I was shocked Isaiah Buggs came off the list yesterday.
Yeah, so
they did not. I have not seen any official report of any player testing positive other than James Conner. People were saying, well,
Correct.
Tuitt tested positive. No, Tuitt went on the list. I didn't see anyone officially saying that he tested positive. Some people have speculated it. Wouldn't that be a kick in the crotch to old Wang Harbs if Stephon Tuitt is able to play in the game coming off the list? That'd be interesting. So, but the Steelers got Dotson back. They got Isaiah Buggs back. Well, as for the Ravens, like I said, I had a injury report, not an injury. I had a report several days ago that was all the players they had left on their roster. At the time, they had 49. Then they activated 4 yesterday, 4 today. Only 2 were non-injury list people. Really, I'm trying to think if there was anyone overly significant. So they're not going to have Willie Snead. They're not going to have Lamar Jackson. They're not going to have some of their linemen. They're not going to have a lot of their defensive linemen. They're not going to have, doesn't look like, unless these guys come off tomorrow, they're not going to have Calais Campbell. Brandon Williams appears to be injured. When I did this list, when Williams was still on the COVID list, they only had 4 defensive linemen, and one of them was on the practice squad. So they're going to be a little bit thin there. So it'll be interesting to see. Rich, we're going to go ahead and roll into part 2. We are going to get maybe a little bit of interaction with some of the live chat here. I had a question I wanted to ask earlier. Now I got to remember what it was. And we'll see about maybe if we have a little bit of time to take some questions. Going to give you an opportunity to revise your prediction if you want to later on, but that's what we have coming up in part 2. So
I don't even remember what my original
I don't remember what else
was
either. So, but that's what we have coming out in part 2. So if you're listening to an audio form, head on over. If you're here on YouTube, hold on. We'll be back in just a few seconds. And we are back, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, with part 2 of the Scho Bro Show. I am Dave Schofield, co-editor behind thesteelcurtain.com, which I failed to say the first time we started the show. And with me, as always, is my big brother, Rich. Rich, still frustrated? Still ready to kick a wang?
I'm still breathing in that terrible Wang Harbs smell.
Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do. I want I'm going to be looking for a simple word in the live chat. Put it in all caps. It's either going to be the word yes or no. Here is my question. How many of you listening in the live chat, this is just my own little unofficial polling, are going to be able to watch the game live tomorrow, Wednesday, at 3:40 p.m.? Give me a yes or a no in all caps so I can kind of get an idea. You're a yes, right?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay. So here we go. So we got a yes. Yes. I'm getting lots of yeses. How many? There's a no. There's one no from Dennis. I'm sorry, Dennis. Okay. I get a for sure from Ezra. Come on, Ezra. AJC had a no.
Oh,
we're getting lots and lots and lots of Kyle's a yes. Kyle's got a, well, that would have been after school was over anyway. I'm trying to go.
Wednesdays, they're kind of all virtual day. He does almost nothing. So, yes, he's watching the game.
So we're getting a couple no's, but we are getting a lot of yeses. Okay. So some Wilson says, yes, maybe on the phone. If you don't have it, get the Yahoo Sports app on your phone because this is a national game. It will be live on that app. You should maybe even NBC Sports app might also have it as well. But I know for sure that the Yahoo one will have it. If you can't get in front of the TV, George says he'll miss about an hour. My question is, I wonder how many people are having to make special arrangements. I'm sure a lot of people are. I mean, I am a little bit. I have to adjust some things going on around my house. I don't know that shockingly, my daughter still has play practice tomorrow night. So I don't think she's going to go because I can't really get her there or pick her up. Steelers are on. So Ezra says he called off. Bo is getting off work early. Okay. Rich, not you, Rich, but another Rich says going to the bar. Okay. AJC says you can listen to it on SNR radio. Yeah, you can. And I've done that in the past, but man, I'd rather watch it if I can. Okay. Got to bring this one up because Wilson says, we'll boycott the stupid tree getting lighted on, though. Because, yes, this went from the premier game of the year for NBC, Steelers Ravens, Thanksgiving night, can't get any bigger than that, to the pregame of lighting a Christmas tree.
Where there won't be any people around to light the Christmas tree.
Yeah. That's what this game has gone. This is what Wang Harbs has done to the NFL and NBC. So I thought I saw something. I got someone that says ready for a lawsuit against the Ravens if they had to take off work and there's no game. People said calling nice. Sick, watching between classes, all kinds of stuff. Bill Davis says, call in a runny nose. You say you're a runny nose, you can't go into work. So just some interesting stuff. I wanted to get just kind of a feel of how many Steeler fans were still able to watch the game and how many people it was affecting. I am happy that a lot of people say they're going to get to watch it. But then again, if you're watching our podcast, chances are you're not a casual Steeler fan. You're a diehard Steeler fan, and you're going to do what you have to do.
I'm trying to remember. So I don't see either of them in here tonight. Our blokes. What happens to our blokes from down under?
Our blokes from down under. Well, they'll be watching this game Thursday morning. I don't know if either one of them will be able to watch or not. I haven't seen either one of them in the live chat tonight. So that I'm pretty sure that this is going to be, almost an 8 a.m. kickoff for them, which could be interesting. So, hey, anything else you want to say here before I roll on to the next thing?
No. Sorry, I'm trying to, I am not doing
the airing of about this game.
I am not doing the airing of grievances because, yeah.
Yep.
Not doing it because my son is watching, and so,
Okay.
I have to be a good dad.
Before we do our
he and his mother are the ones with the potty mouths, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle. Had to put that out there.
Before we get on to our score predictions, which we will do, that's kind of become our thing that we do. We're going to have a little bit of time here where we're going to take some questions from you all. Now, I'm going to put this in the live chat, so I'll look at it. Type in your questions after mine comes up. But I'm saying
you can get it ready. Just don't press that.
Appropriate questions. There it says it. Appropriate questions. From this point on, I will be looking at that. So I know some of you are frustrated and everything else. I will try to bring up some of your questions. This is before scores. Don't worry about that. We will get to scores.
We'll get to scores.
Got to let you know that it's coming. But we're looking to we haven't been able to do this very much of taking questions from the live chat in season. So,
there we go.
Yep. How many times have I previewed this game? Yeah. I wasn't even supposed to have a stat geek before this game. I had to do a stat geek. I've done 3 previews in this show twice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's a lot. Okay. Pappy wants to know third down back Samuels or McFarland. If you're talking about this week, it's McFarland. Jalen Samuels is ruled out due to injury. So, and I think it will be more McFarland in the future. Especially, Jeff Hartman keeps saying he would love to see him evolve into that Moeldy Moore kind of third down back. What do you think, Rich?
I think so too. I was just actually thinking that, going to Benny Snell gives us the opportunity to not have a 3 down back. Maybe gets Ant Mac a little more time on the field.
I know, but honestly, I think Snell, from what I've seen, because I don't know much about Ant Mac with this, Snell wasn't great, but he's not terrible at pass protection.
Right.
I also brought up the whole notion of if you need a running back for pass protection, What about you putting Derek Walker back there?
Yeah, just put your fullback back.
I don't know if they will, but they should consider it as an option.
Yeah.
So I want to bring up this question because I saw it earlier, and I wasn't bringing up questions yet. And I wanted to answer it. This is from Ryan O'Toole. He says, "Is this a record for the most times an NFL game has been rescheduled?" I don't know, but I'm going to say yes, because the NFL doesn't usually reschedule games. Just imagine if they don't play.
I was reading something somewhere, and I think it is.
Yeah. It's very interesting though that they say now with this game being in December, you're looking at the NFL. If this game is played tomorrow, we'll have a game on every day of the week in the month of December.
Nice.
Because there'll be Wednesday. You'll get your Thursday night footballs back eventually. Apparently, I don't remember who it is, but there's a Christmas Day game or night game rather than a Christmas Eve game that week. So that's a Friday game. Yeah. They're already announcing some Saturday games. The day after Christmas. I think there's a triple header the day after Christmas. And of course, Sunday, Monday Night Football. And then you're supposed to have Ratbirds and Cowgirls next Tuesday. So it'll be interesting. The question is how many different days of the week are the Steelers going to be playing? Okay. I know I want to answer that one too, but they'll be playing if the Steelers were Wednesday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, Sunday, Monday. That's all. But they'll be hitting Monday early, a Monday late, a Sunday regular time, a Sunday late. They'll be playing. I don't know that they have right now. They're scheduled for 1:00 games the last 2 weeks of the season. Wouldn't be shocked if they're both at 1:00. That would be surprising. Which means they could be playing a different date and a different time on every game in the month of December. So, go ahead, Rich.
All right, getting bent with Bo wants to know who's the bigger Scho Bro.
We're going to give a Dave answer. Why did we give a Dave answer?
Why are we going to give
You got to give multiple answers.
Multiple answers.
Who's the bigger? That would be me. Who's the older? That would be you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're the big bro because you're older, but
correct.
Yeah, I've got a few 100 pounds on you. I don't know about hundreds, but yeah.
No.
Okay.
And a solid 5 inches on me height wise.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm over 6 feet.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I'm sorry.
People may not know sitting here looking at you, but you are a big, big man.
I am a big dude.
You are a left tackle if there ever was one.
Yeah, I was a big dude. So we're going to try to answer a few more questions. I'm sure you guys are firing them off like crazy. It looks like I'm halfway through the live chat right now. It's crazy.
There you go. Hold on. Let's see. Well, let's go rapid fire. Can we send super chats to the players this week? No. Not, yeah.
In order, for what reason?
Yeah.
They make plenty of money. Yeah. But, okay. Do you think it will be Steelers Chiefs AFC Championship game this year? And if we do beat them, how hard do you think it will be? Let's get to the postseason.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
There's a lot of things that can change between now and then.
Yep.
Injuries. I mean, look at Houston. They had 2 key players. I mean, they were kind of out of it anyway, suspended for the rest of the season. Right now, Kansas City looks amazing. So does Pittsburgh. Either one of those teams could completely fall off for one reason or another by the end of the season. Okay.
All right, how do all the delays impact our prep for Washington?
Significantly.
It does, but they're Washington.
But you'd also, they've got a good defense. I will say that. They've got a good defense.
Yes.
But the Steelers are favored to beat the Washington football team by the same number of points they're favored to beat the Ravens with only half their squad. So apparently they think it would be a really good matchup between the Ravens at a half a squad and the football team with that. What wide receiver is the best matchup? I mean,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, pick one.
We will
let the Ravens dictate who they're going to try to stop, and we'll exploit a different matchup.
And yeah, we'll create the matchups where we get the mismatch, and we'll take advantage of those. Yep. Doesn't matter who it is.
Yep.
Could be Juju, Chase, DJ. Yeah. James Washington, Ray, any of them.
Yep. Here's Andrew. What is the most significant issue matchup for the Steelers, despite the Ravens missing so many key players? Stopping the run. I still think got to stop the run on defense. And honestly, the biggest thing I would say is take care of the ball. I'm actually, honestly, that's the one reason I wouldn't have minded having Lamar Jackson play in this game, because I think the Steelers have found a way to get Lamar Jackson to turn the football over. I don't know that they'll have the same with RG3. I hope so, but we'll see, because that comes into the next question, Rich. How many sacks will the defense get? Snowman wants
4.
to know. I think it'll be more with this line, but I don't know that they're going to try to throw it that much.
That's
that might be
part of the reason I said 4.
Yep.
So
I can't even say the name here. Philosophy, maybe. How do we keep Ben, TJ, and Dupree for 3 more years?
We get somebody to tie them up in the locker room and never let them out.
2 out of the 3, Ben and TJ. I don't know that they'll keep Dupree.
I don't think either.
I think McFarland. Come on, who's the wrong rookie? Highsmith. I think Highsmith is showing a lot of potential in the amount of time that he's getting out there. He's doing the things for the Steelers that was told would be his weaknesses in the NFL, like pass coverage. And he's doing a great job, not just for that interception, but in general, because they've been bringing him in where they've had 3 outside linebackers in the field at times with some of the stuff going on. And he's been doing a very solid job. So this is a great question. This is from Wes. He says, with Snead, Andrews, and Lamar out, let's play devil's advocate. What is the Ratbirds' realistic threat on offense if they want to win? I mean, are we talking, what is it? It's RG3 to Marquise Brown and Dez Bryant?
Yeah.
Is that really what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly it. And that's assuming, that's with the passing game. Really, your number one threat is Gus Edwards.
Stop the run.
Yeah. Or if they have Dobbins or Ingram there. Who knows? That's going to be a really tough narrative to say that they were really worried about having to practice if they play guys without practice. So that's Wangs for you. All right. And Captain Underpants, is there any way we lose, in your honest opinion? Yeah.
Yeah, we could lose.
Don't. I've seen Steelers come out completely flat. But this is the Ravens. That's what makes it. Got to go back to the title of the show.
Ravens, and
despite who's there, it's
crap on us. I just don't see our guys not being up for this game.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the NFL. You could come out and completely dominate a team and have 5 or 6 fluky things happen, and you lose the game with constant, with turnover. I mean, come on, think about it, and look at how these things have happened to the Steelers before. I mean, how often, I've seen it several times with the Steelers over my lifetime, but how often does a player going in for a touchdown fumble the ball into the end zone and give it up as a touchback in a game that you end up losing by 4 points?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by fluky crap, Yeah. So let's do a couple more.
Yep.
You're doing good.
That's our next one. Will RG3 make it the whole game?
I don't see any reason why he wouldn't, but man, oh man, I don't know. The way he talked smack and everything after week 17 last year, I wouldn't be surprised if Trent Jordan Watts decides that he's going to, plant somebody. Actually, TJ Watt is a great player. But if you want to talk about someone who could absolutely smack someone like crazy, do you think TJ Watt? No. I think of TJ Watt making a great play. Correct. If you want to talk about somebody mocking someone in the next Tuesday, I think Bud Dupree.
Oh, no. See, that's not even who I think. I think it's Cam Hayward.
Oh, you think so? I was there against Miami in the playoffs when Bud Dupree completely decapitated Matt Moore. I mean, and he just closed on him so fast that honestly, I think if somebody were to knock someone out, I mean, nothing against TJ, not that I don't think he's great or that he could, but for some reason, I always have Bud Dupree in my mind that when Bud Dupree makes a play, he makes a play, so I can see that happening.
Do you think back gets some screen pass action where he has space, uses speed and elusiveness? We haven't seen that yet, and that's been something I've been wondering about for a couple of weeks. I'd love to see him get the ball in space.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think you're right. I'd love to see it. I don't know that this is the place to do it. It
I
all
don't know
depends
if
on
it is
the
either.
flow of the game. Don't force it. That's what I'm going to
Yep.
say. That's one thing about this. Don't force to try to do something against a Ravens team and allow them to stick around. Do what you got to do. Do your thing. I was just getting ready to click on that one.
Yep.
My answer for this, my projected inactives will be coming out tomorrow at BehindTheSteelCurtain.com, your one-stop shop for all things Pittsburgh Steelers. And I have Joe Hayden as active. And what really helped,
I think it will be too,
was Joe Hayden on Twitter. It might have been Instagram and then shared on Twitter. I don't know. I don't do Instagram. I'm old. It said, here we go. He's ready for the game. So with that extra time, I think he's playing. I don't, it'd be nice if they could even rest him towards the end of the game. It'd be nice if they could really get some other guys rest by the end of the game. But they've got to come out and dominate this team, which I think they could. I think they could. I think they can. The only question is, will they? And at what point in the game will it? Will it take a while to get there? If we win the Super Bowl, do we repeat or does Ben retire? That's the $1 million questions.
Because it is hard. If we win the Super Bowl, it's difficult to repeat, but I don't know that Ben retires yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Do we put in Justin Lane and James Pierre if we were up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter? No.
If we're up 2 scores in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left, maybe.
We're up 20.
Honestly, at what point they're waving the white flag by what they're doing. Like when the Bengals came out and decided they wanted to get, not that they wanted to get more rush totals, where they got a decent bit of rushing yards against the Steelers because they were down by a ton and they just came out and ran the ball. That's the ultimate white flag when you're down in the NFL, when you have to pass to get back into it and you're just running the ball. Unless you're the Los Angeles Chargers and you're trying to, and you have 10 seconds and you need to score quick, you still want to try to run the ball. I'm sorry, that was ridiculous. Go ahead.
All right. Ken Cranston asks over under on Snell fumbles at 1.5. Under. That's easy.
I think you might cough one up. I don't know if he'll lose it or not. I don't know how much they're going to run. I really don't. I really don't know what to expect. I would love it if with a depleted defensive line for them to just come out and just, wouldn't it be crazy to see an opening drive of the game for the Steelers where they had all running plays and scored a touchdown? That's something they could do. I just don't know that they will. I don't think that's Ben Roethlisberger didn't get his elbow surgically repaired to come back and hand off the ball. So we'll see. So, for people that are still hating on Benny Snell, remember what he did the last time he played against the Ravens in Week 17 last year? He was running all over him the first half, and then the Steelers' fourth-string quarterback, fumbled the game away to where it was basically out of reach, and they couldn't run in the second half because they were trying to come back. He ran well, ran hard. Hopefully, we can get a repeat of that. So, what do you got? Any more?
All right, I scrolled on down.
Let's do 2 more.
I like this one.
Okay.
Will Big Ben restructure his contract, take a pay cut in order to keep playing and help re-sign other players?
Restructure his contract or take a pay cut, not the way that's phrased. I think Ben Roethlisberger is looking for a contract extension in the offseason. I think he showed that he can come back and play. Jeff Hartman covered this on Monday's Let's Ride. I was going to say Tuesdays. I finished listening to it today because yesterday I had breaking news and didn't get to finish it. But he brought this up, and I think he's right, that look for them to extend Ben. There's $22.5 million of his contract that's going to count next year towards the salary cap no matter what. But they can get that $40 million number down if he signs an extension. Now, he's not going to take a pay cut. He just might not have as an expensive of contract as he did on the last one. Don't know if they'll work that out or not. Right. They could say, Ben, we're in a big time cap situation. If you want to keep some of these guys around, we need to extend you and get your number down as low as we can. And we'll, in order to try to keep these guys around. I could see Juju Smith-Schuster wanting to sign a contract for as long as Ben Roethlisberger is going to be here. You know, why not? And then be free to go if it's not going to be Ben. That would be smart. All right. What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, it's more of an extension, not a restructure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll just be a way to spread the money out over time. So it won't be a huge. He goes from a $42 million cap hit to a $16 million cap hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going that far. But could we go from 42 down to, I don't know, 30? Yeah. So, all right. Get ready and put it up there. Let's move on to scores.
You ready? All right. I didn't know if you had another question or not. Okay. Well, first of all, I
was looking down through, and I think I'm pretty good with where.
Don't put your score out there yet, because until I type it in there, it's not going to be up there. Because first things first, someone said you had 27-13. I think just me said that's what they thought you might have had.
Oh, it was somewhere around that.
Or I think that was my score that I gave on the preview that we did Sunday night when I adjusted my score. That I now think this will be lower scoring than what I did originally.
When we did which I don't think we ever ran, did we? Did we ever run the article of our predictions?
No, actually, I just got a message in our Slack channel that said, anyone who wants to update their prediction, make sure you do it tonight so we can run that tomorrow.
Okay, because I'll have to go in tonight and update mine because it will change a bit. All right. I see this one as Steelers 33.
Okay.
Wang Harbs and Company 13.
13. So you're saying 33-13.
33-13. We win by 20.
Yeah. I'm going that, and I went with a little bit lower score because I'm like, if the Steelers are dominating the game, then they're not going to run up the score. They're not going to be airing it out or things like that. You can dominate because I look for the Steelers to dominate defensively. Go ahead.
And that's why the score is going to go up to 33.
Because you think the defense is going to get
a
touchdown zone?
We get a touchdown zone from the defense at some point towards the end of the game.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just me said it was me that predicted 27-13, and you are correct. People are putting scores out there. I'm not bringing them up.
Yeah,
not bringing them up.
Yet. That's right.
It doesn't come up until you see the word scores in the live chat, which is now. It is in there. So we will bring up other people's scores.
We'll take scores.
Well, as we say, we will assume that it is the Steelers unless you say otherwise. So it'll be really interesting to see what people have to say. And did I just jump a big time? Yes, I did. Here we go. Marmoladed Scope 33-10 good guys. Super, is that Heatsy? Super Heatsy?
Yeah, okay.
I guess so. 56-0 Steelers. Boy, wouldn't that be that would really be something. Okay. Black and Gold Goggles has Steelers 42, Ravens 13. Ben with a huge day with 5 TDs to 5 different receivers. Steelers Nation 34-20. Kyle, nephew Kyle. I have to call him that because rather than friend Kyle from that one. What's that kid's movie?
Just go.
31-13. Breakaway in the third quarter. You have 33-13. So those are pretty close father and son duo. I skipped, so I'm trying to find where I am. Okay, there we go. Okay, Andrew has 42-19, and he thinks that the Ratbirds will have a garbage time touchdown. Captain Underpants 56-13, accidentally break Wang's leg. It better not be an accident. Okay, Rod says 38-10, good guys. Greg 37-10, Steelers rock 'em. Holden says 42-10. Ryan O'Toole, 40-17, absolute beatdown. Steelers score at least once. I would love to see it. Philosophy, 38-13, Steelers win. These in the 30s and then the 13s are very common. I have 30-3. Like that one. That would be a great one. Makes me almost want to change mine. Okay. McDave, whatever that is. 42-10. That's a pretty good. I'll take that one as well. Okay. Wilson Pava, 42-14. Okay. Jermaine Jackson. Is that one of the Jackson? Sorry.
I don't know.
That's not Tino. It's Jermaine. Okay. 38-17 Steelers. Okay. Dennis. Is Is that McIntyre spelled there? Okay, anyway.
I don't know.
42-10 Steelers. Russ. Hey, Russ, how's it going? 42-10 Steelers. I like that one again. Chada. 0-0. I guess they're saying no game. Jovman. Haven't seen Jovman for a while. 31-17.
Hold your
Good
spot.
guys.
I'm going to put one up that's a little further down here.
Okay.
We saw that 0-0.
Okay.
I'm trying to. There it comes. Ken Cranston says 2-0 Steelers. A sign from the football gods. The Ravens should have just forfeit from the beginning. I almost called my score saying 2-0 Steelers because Wang Harbs takes his ball and goes home.
They're doing all they can to try to not play. Steeler Chick 35-17 Ravens. Andrew Wilbar said I had 29-22 for a week, but now I think we'll be so mad that there's no way we only win by one score. He says 29-14. I could see the defense being so ticked off that they completely shut the Ravens down. But I also could see the Ravens and the way they run their offense busting a fluky play or something like that. That's why I don't go shutouts or stuff like that. Bill Davis, I'm hoping you're working on your phone as well. I don't know why it says you couldn't post, but I'm glad you're still in here. Pittsburgh 27, Ratbirds. He said Ravens, but I'll say Ratbirds 13. Okay. Kevin Shin says 28-13. Mark says 31-10. Occam's Ox. I think I finally got the name right, although Jeff butchered it last night. 30-12. Sean Smith, 42-0. Good guys. Yo, Pittsburgh, 28-3. Tom Valaha. I can never say it right. He says every time they say Pittsburgh will dominate, we never do. I understand. Okay. Ryan
That's
Kellerman.
funny because Kathy Ford was on here saying too, all this optimism makes her a little nervous. And I'm like, I don't think it's optimism.
I think it's anger.
It's anger.
It's anger. It's anger.
Yes.
It's anger. It's not optimism.
This is not optimism. This is anger.
And we're the fans. We're allowed to be irrational. Okay. Ryan Kellerman, 34-16. Good guys. Mark Tobin, 31-10. Andrew, didn't I get? Yeah, I think I got yours earlier. Okay. Ezra says someone kidnapped Justin Tucker, then it's 27-0. Okay. Yeah. I could have seen something like a 27-9. Did I lose my spot again? Oh, where am I? Help me out, bro.
I've been hanging out towards the bottom,
just
in case anything comes up. And
found it, got it. Solarverse 34-10 Steelers. Justin Conway 38-17. Soul Cavern Gaming 17-13. Ooh, nice low scoring one on a cold day. Okay, Jerry Cherry 31-16. Okay, Corey says 28-13. Okay, Kayla Kelly 34-10 Steelers. Felicia. Hey, Felicia. Okay, 35-9. That's an interesting score.
That is.
Going 5 touchdowns to 3 field goals. I like your thinking. I always try to come up with scores and how I think the game will play out. Do I think they'll have to settle for field goals? Do I think things like that? So that's a very thoughtful one, in my opinion. Okay. So we have Vincent with 23-10, Steeler fan 74, 26-10, just me, 30-17, George Tenson. 50 or Teston, I would screw that up. 52-3, Ravens score first.
Here, wait a minute. Hold your spot because I got to put another one up here. Rich says the only winner is the Rockefeller Christmas tree.
Jason winning Steelers 34-10. Rich said 14-3. AJC says 43-14. William Kelly 43-15. Qualtastic. Very good. 28-16, since I butchered that. We already got Ken's 2-0. Snowman, Steelers plucked the Ratbirds 38-10. I think I got Sean's already. I'm seeing some people that I've done yours before. Yeti 34-21. Okay. Getting Bo with Bo. 666-0 because we unleash hell in December.
Nice.
Craig W 23-20. Pappy W 27-0. I wonder if they're related. Greg W and Pappy W. UT local bands 41-13. Rod Young, I don't think I've done this one, 30-10. Renee Frostro 30-17. I'm still looking for any more of names that I'm pretty sure I didn't say. Did I say this, Mark? I don't know if I did. The 45-10. It says RG3 gets knocked out. Okay. So wait, here's one. We didn't hear from Wes yet, had we? 42-17, just over 400 yards for Ben and 4 touchdowns. Defense has 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 9 sacks. Hold the Baltimore running backs to a combined 76 yards. If that's the case, Wes, I would love it. I don't see how they get 17 points if that's the case. I really don't.
Yeah, they don't get 17 points if you've got 5 turnovers and 9 sacks.
But I'll take it anyway. You know what? I'll take a 1-point victory. Give me the W and get out of there 11-0. Okay. Stegmaster J 47-6. I think I've got everything. We spent a lot of time. There was a lot of you in the live chat, a lot of you giving us scores. That's fantastic. That's what we like.
I'm trying to move into position here. Bo said that I have antlers, so I had to try to move to where they're fitting just perfectly on my head.
There you go. So you got you're lined up perfectly there. So
there we go.
This has been fun. I'm hoping that tomorrow I get to talk about this game being over, because I'm tired of talking about this game, waiting for it to happen. I mean, if they move this game to week 18 and I have to take another week to talk about this matchup, I am going to, I don't know. You know, I'm not that far from Baltimore. Maybe I can go.
That's right. You and Bed were
punch
talking.
Wang Harbs in the face.
Yep. You and Bed can get down and take turns punching Wang Harbs in the face.
Okay. Yeah. So, hey, I'm hoping that tomorrow night by this time we'll have wrapped up our post-game show. We will be doing our post-game analysis on the website and everything. Speaking of the website, make sure you check it out, behindthesteelcurtain.com, your one-stop shop for all things Pittsburgh Steelers. If you want your information, go there and get it. We've had a lot of Ravens fans coming to our site, not rudely or anything, and saying, we can't get the information on our own site, so we're coming to yours because you guys are giving us the news and the info. Yeah, it's from a Steelers perspective, but still, at least they're getting it. So seriously, no joke. Yesterday, in a 2.5-hour window from, it was actually 2 hours and about 34, 34 minutes. Because from 4:14 p.m. to 6:48 p.m. between Jeff Hartman and I, we published 7 breaking news articles yesterday in that window from everything going on. So we're giving you the content. If things are happening, we're getting it on the site. You can go on there, comment on stuff, have some interaction with other Steelers fans. It's a lot like the live chat. You're just not listening to us talk at the same time. So make sure you're checking that out. We will be back tomorrow night. Good Lord, tell me it's a post-game show.
Hold on. The one thing I did not get to mention tonight, you got to go on and read some of those articles and get down into the chat, because you get to see things like me just digging one in on my baby brother big time.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it. I didn't comment, but I did see it where you said, because I said they were treating Wang Harbs like the spoiled little brother that whenever he cries, he gets what he wants. And you said, I can call it that because I'm all too familiar with it.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. So lots of fun here tonight with the live chat. We kind of wanted to spend this time with you all tonight because of everything. And for those of you listening on audio, I hope you enjoyed hearing the other Steeler fans interact as well. We will have, hopefully, the post-game show. We're looking at the Know Your Enemy for the game against the football team as being Thursday night. And you're probably going to be getting your Steelers preview Sunday night when you would normally have a Sunday post-game show. So that's how that'll work out on that side. On the audio side, things should be getting somewhat back to a little bit normal, but then with the Monday game, it's going to be off a little bit. We will do our best. We got a super chat here at the last minute, $5 in the tip jar. Thank you.
He wanted to
get their score out there by Martin Greenman, 30-16. I like it. So let's get this game going. Right, Rich?
It'd be about time.
Yep. It's going to be at 3:40 tomorrow.
Yeah. Wang Harbs has done his best to make me wait.
And you're not doing it.
No.
We're playing tomorrow.
Wang Harbs has
Okay.
made me wait and wait and wait for this game, but I still can't wait.
See you next time.